Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Beverly Hills Cop by Martin Brest starring Eddie Murphy. I don't believe I've watched any of Brest's film before, although I am aware he made films like Scent of a Woman and Meet Joe Black. If they are worth watching, do let me know. Eddie Murphy, on the other hand, is a legendary comedian, especially in the 80s when he was at the height of his career. I have watched Coming to America and Trading Places on the channel, so do check those out. I love those films. About Beverly Hills Cop, I know it's a police action comedy where Murphy plays an officer called Axel Foley who solves a crime or a murder or something. That's all I know though. I also don't know why I haven't watched this film despite knowing it to be a classic. Regardless, it's better late than never. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reactions to over 60 movies, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. The link's in the description. Please consider being a patron, please subscribe to the channel, do check out my other videos, like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Beverly Hills Cop, Brest, Murphy, let's go! Jerry Bruckheimer, that's a legendary producer. Eddie Murphy. Beverly Hills Cop. The soundtrack immediately switches to very 80s. I wonder what city this is. The music's fading out and we're probably being shown a crime.
He's a very popular cigarette with the children. You know what this is in here? You know what this is? This is a federal tax stamp.
You're right, it ain't easy to get rid of this shit.
I know, but see, I'm a businessman, you know?
I think he's undercover.
Boy, look, I need $5,000. Read my lips. $5,000 is what I need.
Fuck this. Nice doing business with you, kid. Hey, buddy, what you doing here?
The truck, it just stopped, man.
Both you guys break out some ID.
Let's get the fuck out of here!
His undercover operation just got ruined by local cops or something. And Martin Brest is going out of his way to show us the city and give us some music to create the tone for the film. Destroying all the contraband while, holy crap, that's reckless driving. And it looks like the driver is having a grand old time. Holy crap, that's a lot of destruction.
Holy, we should have known it was you.
Hey, listen. You want making it?
Oh, I thought he'd get into more trouble. People are actually clapping him.
La 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 la. I am not listening to Jeffrey, but he's still talking.
Is that fucking Foley
Oh,
in
he
here?
is gonna get into trouble.
You mind telling me where the fuck you come off going undercover without authorization?
Without authorization.
When the fuck did you get a truckload of cigarettes from anyway?
From the Dearborn hijack.
You're a good cop. You got great potential, but you don't know every fucking thing.
And the classic Beverly Hills Cop music kicks in. By a friend.
I see you still breaking in people's houses. Yo, man, when'd you get out?
He was in jail.
10,000 Deutschmarks.
You stole them? I don't want to hear it. I'm sorry I even asked. It's just good to see you, man.
He's an old friend who breaks the law, but he's an old friend. I get that.
I was a security guard. 50 bucks, you don't make that shot.
Well played.
Here's 60, 80, and take it.
Let's steal a car.
Why?
I'm a fucking police officer. I can't steal cars no more, man. Don't steal, Mike. I gotta open the door, okay? Balance yourself.
The hallway scene is too long. Oh, I just knew it. Something had to go wrong.
What do you got there, Mikey?
That's Jonathan Banks.
There's a whole box full of those things there, man. I took a couple of them. I didn't think anybody was gonna miss them.
You're here about the bearer bonds.
If you ever show your face out there again,
I
Crap. 2 shots in the back of the head, execution style.
My head is all right, man.
It's not a request, Axel. Anyway, it's a homicide case and it belongs to Rand. Whoever killed your friend wasn't worried about your little narrow ass. Stay out of this.
Well, look, I got some vacation time coming to me. I want to take my vacation now.
All right.
Finally at Beverly Hills. That means he drove all the way to California. His car looks so out of place.
Don't you think I realize what's going on here, miss? Who do you think I am, huh? But I'm not some hotshot from out of town. I'm a small reporter from Rolling Stone magazine. Michael Jackson can sit on top of the world just as long as he doesn't sit in the Beverly Palm Hotel because there's no niggas allowed in there.
He did pull the race card.
I'll only charge you the single room rate. That'll be $235 a night, sir.
If Mike will call, tell him what room I'm in.
Of course, sir.
The look on his face when he said 235 was priceless. Well, it certainly feels like a high-end art gallery. I don't know what this is meant to represent.
Yeah, I'm looking for Miss Jenny Summers.
Maybe you give me your name?
My name's Axel Foley.
Ahmed Foley is here to see.
Axel Foley.
Foley is here to see her. He's an old acquaintance.
Have you ever sold one of these?
Sent it yesterday to a collector.
Get the fuck out of here!
Somebody else, I said it myself.
Yeah.
How have you been?
I've been over. Look at you.
He's dead.
He's dead.
The guy who owns this gallery hired him. He's a favor of me.
Who's this guy?
His name is Victor May.
Well, deliveries are supposed to be left on my desk.
Yeah, but he has to get these flowers. It's imperative. I'm gonna go up myself, all right?
Yeah,
but floral delivery is my life. I have to take it up. Thank you. I have to ask you some questions about Michael Tandino.
Speak to you later, darling.
Jonathan, he's here.
He worked for you, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Exactly what was it Mikey did for you here?
If you'll forgive me, I really must get back to work.
Get off me! Get the fuck off!
That was completely unnecessary. There was a door right next to it.
I can describe all of them!
Please move to the side of the car and put your hands on the hood.
I got thrown out of a window, man!
Gun, partner. Possession of a concealed weapon and disturbing the peace.
Disturbing the peace, I got thrown out of a window! You know, this is the cleanest and nicest police car I've ever been in my life. This is nice.
Yeah, that's their police station.
I've never been in no cell that had a phone in it. Can I stay for a while? Because I ordered some pizza.
It's a completely different animal, this police station, compared to theirs.
Why didn't you identify yourself as a police officer when you were arrested?
Because I was minding my own business.
We have 6 witnesses that say you broke in and started tearing up the place, then jumped out the window.
And you guys believe that?
Push me.
Fuck you, man!
I apologize for striking you.
Forget about it.
I just got off the phone with an Inspector Todd in Detroit. Inspector Todd gave me a message for you. Want to hear it? He tells me if we inform him you are working on this case, he'll have you brought up on charges and fired.
You know, if I'd known why you'd been arrested, I wouldn't have come.
Is this your car?
I remember you used to drive that crappy blue Chevy Nova.
Which he still drives.
What are you driving now?
Same crappy blue Chevy Nova.
What are you looking back there for?
The cops, they're following us.
That's staggered, and I didn't catch the other officer's name. Eddie Murphy's performance is so on point. I'm completely engrossed in the story.
I'm very seriously considering going down to that warehouse where he worked and checking that place out.
So his next destination is the warehouse where Mikey used to work.
Well, all I need is a couple of bananas.
Is that one of the Wayne brothers?
Can I get some extra mayo?
Certainly, sir.
Thank you.
You find something?
Coffee grounds.
I stopped in a joint on the way home to have a couple of drinks.
Let him have a little shot at you before I tore his head off.
Oh, they're hiding bearer bonds, not drugs.
A banana in your tailpipe? How could you not notice a man sticking a banana in your tailpipe? I want you two to go back to the hotel and wait for Foley to show up.
We've got something for you, Billy. An anti-banana disguise.
This is always in all of these cop films where cops make fun of each other. Same with Bad Boys.
I want to find out what this place is.
Oh, I can tell you that. It's a bonded warehouse.
How you doing?
What's the problem?
Are you security here?
Yeah.
Then you're the fucking problem. Go get your supervisor, please.
Yes, who are you?
I'm Inspector Rafferty, United States Customs Service. I do security checks all over the nation. And with the exception of Cleveland, this place has the worst security in the nation.
Well, you eat a lot of red meat.
You got some kind of warrant for this?
Are you hiding something from me? Is that what you're doing?
Don't get upset, Inspector. We'll give you everything you need.
Again, I'm so invested in this story. The pace of the plot is just relentless. There is not a second where we get to relax.
Jesus Christ. By the way, thanks for the sandwich.
We all go get something to drink and make up and be friends, huh?
It's a strip club.
Really? No, stuff that inside a little thing and she go nuts.
What do you think? Coffee grounds.
Yeah!
Billy seems like a fun guy.
See that guy over there in the black coat? Black jacket? There goes his partner over there. They just came in together.
I think Taggart is following his train of thought. Even the serious moments in this film are layered on very upbeat music.
Hey, Phil, give me a kiss, baby! Hey! Everybody freeze! You changed, man! I'm telling you to get back. If you don't get back, I'm gonna blow your fucking brains out!
Oh, that was over fast.
Everything's under control.
Yeah! These guys waited outside, and the only reason that they came in was because they saw two suspicious-looking gentlemen with bulges in their jackets going into the place. They're not just regular cops, okay? They're super cops.
Is this what really happened? Detective Foley deserves all the credit for the arrest.
All right, the super cop story was working.
He's saying it in front of the boss.
You guys just messed it up. It's a fuck up, perfectly good lie, and it's all right.
You F up a perfectly good lie.
Foster, McCabe, your turn.
Some coffee and donuts?
What?
Well, guys, I've been shooting the shit long enough.
I just realized the second he saw Maitland leave, his stakeout is over, he's gonna follow him. I love the synth notes in the actual score. It kicks in halfway through it. He just broke another law, but okay.
Can you put this in a good spot? All this shit happened last time I parked here.
I just got the joke.
May I help you?
Yes.
Well, why don't you give me the message?
Tell him that Ramon went to the clinic today, and I found out that I have herpes simplex 10.
Perhaps you better tell him that.
Great physical acting by Murphy here. He can change his demeanor so fast. I can't wait for Coming to America 2, which will be out in a couple of months.
What do you want?
And I have a pretty good idea that you had Mikey killed. And when I find out for sure...
Crawl back to your little stone in Detroit before you get squashed.
Please step away from the table, sir.
Jonathan Banks is not happy.
Why are you bothering Victor Maitland?
The man's not an investor, he's a smuggler. Maitland is paying someone so his guys can get the shipments out of customs before they get inspected.
Oh, that makes sense.
Drugs are sometimes packed in coffee grounds.
Yeah, I know that too.
But if your only evidence is coffee grounds, we don't have enough to get a search warrant.
Is this the man?
Take Detective Foley back to his hotel room, watch him pack, and escort him to the city limits.
Well, he did cause a butt ton of trouble in Beverly Hills.
Hope I'm not interrupting you.
Never mind, Bogomil. This is a chance for me and you to blow this case wide open, the two of us. What do you say?
I'm not going to drive you to the art gallery, Axel.
Billy was a softie. Like, you could tell from the first scene. He was distracted by the food.
Yeah, well, look, the reason I came down here is because I want to get back inside the warehouse.
How about I go with you?
Okay, Billy, your job is just sit out here and observe things, all right? Don't make a move until I come out and get you. There's coffee on top.
Drugs.
Welcome to the party.
Victor, listen.
Shut up! Yeah, Jenny, don't worry about me. We got cocaine and coffee here. We're gonna get wired and have a big party.
But I should have taken care of you in Detroit.
Oh, man.
When I popped your little buddy.
Again, the eyes said everything. Come on, Billy, you gotta do something.
Freeze!
Thanks, man.
Tell Taggart to check out the warehouse at that address and act on whatever he finds. I'll explain it to him later.
It's Billy. He's doing something dumb again, but I don't know what. Billy, what the hell are you doing here?
Everything he said about Maitland is right. Now he's kidnapped a woman and he's got her in his house.
We'll have a search warrant here in 20 minutes.
She could be dead in 20 minutes.
My last warning, Foley. Billy!
I'm sorry, Sarge. I've got to.
Billy's got a conscience, and I think Taggart's got a conscience too. Again, the editing, cinematography, sets, props, these are all secondary to the excellent story and performance.
Foley's on the ground.
Oh, I thought he'd be able to do it.
A Victor Maitland, sir.
Oh, they've been spotted already. Okay, officially, they're in serious trouble.
Police! You're all under arrest!
You do that again, I'll shoot you myself.
There's no sign of them yet.
Really into Butch Cassidy?
I still haven't watched Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
The whole Bolivian army is out in front of this.
Oh no! Is it a spoiler for the film? If Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid is worth watching on the channel, do let me know. Oh man! Well, he deserves it. The soundtrack is just fantastic, man.
Freeze!
And he's dead! Just like that.
Police! You're all under arrest!
I love Billy.
What the hell's going on here? Wouldn't you like to hear my report first, sir? She immediately communicated her discovery to Detective Axel Foley of the Detroit Police Force. Detective Foley was at the time cooperating in a joint Beverly Hills, Detroit investigation of narcotics trafficking. Rosewood immediately called for backup, and I dispatched our officers to this location. Sergeant Taggart here was the first to arrive at the scene, and in the course of defending ourselves, we shot several suspects.
You expect me to believe that report? Why don't you tell me what happened?
This time around, he's not going to make the same mistake.
Happened just like the lieutenant said, Chief.
I suppose congratulations are in order.
So the one rule they're not supposed to break, they broke. Everything goes by the book in Beverly Hills.
I was wondering if you could, do me a favor, sir. It's just that I was hoping that you could, call in my Inspector Todd, my boss, back home and straighten things out for me. But that's all right. I think I'm gonna stay in Beverly Hills. I like it out here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start my own private investigation.
Threat of him staying back in Beverly Hills was enough.
How you doing?
Sir, I'll get your bill.
Oh, thank you.
Excuse me. Beverly Hills Police Department is picking that up.
Oh, no, you guys are too nice. I don't think I'll ever be able to repay you, but as a token of my appreciation.
That's actually very sweet of him.
I already have 3 of them in my bag.
The way he looked back as he said it, as if he's doing something really guilty.
I was thinking about stopping off and getting something to drink, though.
Well, I don't think one beer's gonna kill us, Billy.
Good for you, Taggart.
Where we going, anyway?
Another perfect place. You guys will love it. Trust me.
That was such a fun movie. I can't believe I didn't watch it before. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was a great time. I really enjoyed the film. This probably isn't the best Eddie Murphy film out there, but it's definitely high up there. Martin Brest did a decent job with the directing and the pacing of the film. I would say the strengths of the film included the excellent script, the iconic music, and the top-tier performance by Murphy. I would consider the cinematography and some of the editing choices weaknesses. However, I'm not sure how fair that is because I was so engaged in the main story, I barely paid any attention to those aspects. Let's start with the directing by Martin Brest and writing by Daniel Pertwee Jr. and Danilo Bach. Their names are pretty hard to pronounce, so I'll refer to them as the writers and director. The writers start the story off very quickly with fast-paced music and an introduction to Axel Foley, whose unauthorized undercover operation goes wrong. He's reprimanded by his boss, and after his childhood friend Mikey gets murdered for stealing German bearer bonds, he goes on vacation to Beverly Hills to solve his murder. I love how the writers and director chose to show us Foley's character first before setting up the main plot. It really helped the audience relate to his character. Once in Beverly Hills, though, he looks very much out of place. He meets up with a mutual friend, Jenny, who gave Mikey his job with her boss, Maitland, an art dealer. Foley figures out that he's no ordinary art dealer and realizes that he's actually a smuggler smuggling bonds along with probably drugs, as evidenced by coffee grounds that Foley finds in the warehouse. All this while, Foley is also being followed closely by the Beverly Hills Police Department, more specifically Detective Rosewood and Sergeant Taggart. Both start off a little skeptical of Murphy's motivations, but eventually warm up to him when he tries to cover for them in front of their boss. As the plot unfolds, the audience finds that Maitland is in fact smuggling cocaine too, when Jenny and Foley break into the warehouse that Mikey used to work at. Just as they find the evidence, they're caught by Maitland's men, where Jenny is kidnapped and Foley is ordered to be killed. Detective Rosewood, who's been sitting outside the warehouse all this time, sees all this unfolding, and his consciousness gets the better of him, and he goes in to help Foley. With further help from Sergeant Taggart and their boss, Lieutenant Bogomil, they finally take down Maitland and rescue Jenny. In the final scene, Bogomil covers for the entire team to his boss, just like Foley tried to cover for Rosewood and Taggart earlier in the film. The movie ends with Foley, Rosewood, and Taggart going for a drink before Foley heads back to Detroit. The pacing of the film was perfect. Not for a moment I felt like I wanted to turn away from the screen. The writers and director didn't give me enough time to critique the cinematography and editing because of how perfectly the plot moved forward. Sometimes that's a good thing, I guess. While all of this was unfolding, the humor put on display was just fantastic. The music in the film was iconic. The famous Axel F theme song is a classic I've been familiar with all my life. I've heard it in so many different places, and I believe I even set it as my ringtone in the mid-2000s, even though I've never seen the film before. The actual score had layers to it. When used with the drums and lower notes, it had all the hallmarks of an iconic 80s action theme, but more interestingly, when used with a higher pitch synthesizer, it sounded more suspenseful and almost noir at times. The actual songs used in the film were great too. Although I didn't recognize any of them, they sounded really good, and I can imagine them being very popular at the time. Eddie Murphy starred as Axel Foley in this classic movie. He was great as usual. His facial expressions were fantastic, and his physical performance was just stellar. I honestly had no trouble believing him as a character, although he did take it a little too far, like he usually does here and there, which I have no problems with, by the way. Murphy played Foley with a smooth, suave, confident demeanor, almost cocky, I'd say. He had his trademark smile for almost the entire runtime, and the way he bluffed into certain situations and certain places was just hilarious and masterful to watch. Great performance here overall. Judge Reinhold and John Ashton played Detective Rosewood and Sergeant Taggart respectively. Both were great in their roles, and their character arcs were handled pretty well by the writers and director. From initially being skeptical, almost dismissive of Foley, they form a bond and a mutual respect between them. Their growth was wonderful to watch, honestly. If I had to choose one of the characters I liked better, it had to be Rosewood, who seemed naive but a genuine good guy. However, despite me liking Rosewood better, Ashton's Taggart was the better performer in terms of the actual acting. He was even more reserved, which took a lot of convincing on his part to be on Foley's side, which I very much enjoyed watching. I don't have any criticisms of the film, apart from the cinematography and a little of the editing, which you might think is unfair, and rightfully so. I was so engrossed in the story, I really did not pay attention to those aspects at all. From what I did see, though, it was a little average. Overall, this was a classic cop comedy. Eddie Murphy was brilliant as Axel Foley, and the actual storytelling was just incredibly engaging. It was fun, it had its tense moments, but most of all, it made me want to watch more of these characters. This is an easy recommendation for almost everybody, but my question to you is, how good are the sequels? Good enough for the channel, or should I just watch them on my own time? Do let me know. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.